listening to the Truth Be Told podcast from Trillmatic.com. Trillmatic.com.
Truth Be Told podcast, and I got the boy Reefer with me. And if you can hear right now, there is a lighter going because he's lighting up a little bit right now. All right, he's toking.
Oh yeah, that's some good shit right there.
What the fuck you smoking on, bruh?
Platinum green crack.
The fuck?
Yeah, platinum green crack.
The fuck is a platinum green crack?
It's a strain,
Bruh. Let me tell y'all something, man. When I was young, I think I quit smoking probably like 06, something like that. We didn't there was shit out there like the Red Panama and the Northern Lights. Those
tie,
the classics.
Yeah. Classics.
You know what I'm saying? But after that, they started coming out with all of this extra shit. Platinum green crack.
Yeah. That is crazy name, you know what I'm saying? It's probably from Cali, you know.
Is it from Cali, bruh?
I hope it is.
It sounds like some.
It sounds like something.
It sounds like some.
From Cali.
I got this platinum green crack, nigga.
Yeah, straight up. West Seal.
I'm booing. You know what I'm saying?
For real. Yeah. Hey, it's probably from Cali, more than likely.
Man, Cali has been known to have the flames. They've been known to have the flames for a long time, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, weed is like a part of life over there. I mean, they've been doing it for a long time.
It's like America's Amsterdam when it comes to weed,
definitely,
right?
It was held there for the longest already. Like,
yeah.
While it's been illegal everywhere before it started becoming legalized, it was already being held over there.
Cali just acting like it's always been legal.
Yeah, they didn't care.
They don't care.
They didn't care. They're always known for their chronic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They have been known for their chronic. You know what I'm saying? So much that some of hip hop's classic albums are named after it.
Yep, exactly.
Like the Chronic and the Chronic 2001.
Yeah, Dr. Dre. Yeah.
Dr. Dre came out with some fire on both of those.
He put it out there. You know, he basically told people, let's just talk about it. let's be upfront with it. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think was he smoking weed before that though? Okay, just listen. We remember Dr. Dre. You remember everybody seen the infamous when he was with the what the fuck? What group was that? He was with a group. And he was DJing the group.
Yeah.
And they had on like the little glittery ass little suits. Everybody seen this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do you think he was smoking the chronic then?
I don't know. That's a good question. That's something we need to ask him one day.
I think what happened was he was doing that. He was probably dancing. Okay. And then he hit the chronic. And then he became Dr. Dre.
Yeah. That's when that was his transition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Likely. Who knows?
He ran across Snoop Dogg and that was it. It was just G-Funk classic shit for life. You know what I'm saying?
Hell weed, you know. Chronic. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna know about it. You're gonna buy an album, it's gonna be called The Chronic. You know
The Chronic.
It's happening.
Yeah. The Platinum Green Crack, nigga.
Yeah, that'd probably been the name if it was out there back in the days.
Is The Chronic your favorite? Are those your favorite West Coast albums?
They're classics. I mean, they kind of set it off for the West in a sense, like with it coming back to the West back in them days. You know what I'm saying? The West, well, it was there, but it wasn't making noise until the Chronic hit. You know what I'm saying? When the Chronic
you think
hit,
so?
It was making noise, but it wasn't making the noise it needed to. Well, then, yeah. But I'm saying it faded away after that.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It kind of faded away. The West Coast wasn't on top, you know what I'm saying, for a while. And then I think when Dr. Dre came up with that, you know what I'm saying, and shortly, you know, Snoop with his, you know what I'm saying, and it basically set it off. The West Coast kind of said, give us that crown back. We got some music that y'all ain't heard of. And we're going to be talking about things people ain't heard. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to get, I mean, it's in your face. It was gangster shit, you know, G-Funk shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, they had Warren G out there, you know what I'm saying? Nate Dogg, rest in peace, you know what I'm saying?
R.I.P. Nate Dogg.
Yeah, I mean, they had it going on. The West Coast was doing it right there at that point.
I mean, you're right. They still. I mean, when you listen to Kendrick's "To Pimp a Butterfly,"
oh yeah, that
right? Like he's got that G funk in there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Back on that album.
Yeah, and it's like damn fool, it's that's ingrained in West Coast music forever.
That's always a known. If you hear that, it's the West Coast.
It's the West Coast. Nobody does it better.
Yeah, nobody does it. It might be duplicated, but it ain't the same. You know
it's not the same. You know it too. Like when you hear it, you're like, that's the West Coast G-Funk, the bounce.
That's the real shit right there.
Yeah, that's the hidden switches music right there. You can hear it. You know what I'm saying? It's and then you have I mean, Dr. Dre had like two like classic fucking runs. Okay, he had the Chronic run, okay, which changed the game and all that shit. And then he did shit again.
He did it again, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Awesome. I mean, it was like, how does this guy do this? Like, he stays away for so long, comes back, and it's the same as like his first album. It was like it set it off again. Like it was a chain reaction.
It was, and for him to go from nothing but a G thing, and then like the sequel, which is the next episode, was too fire.
Awesome. I mean, it was unheard of.
It was unheard of. Bruh. That's my favorite part of the whole song is how you feel. Whoop de whoop, nigga. What?
Yeah.
You can't, man. Dog, come on, man. That's classic shit right there.
Classic West Side. You know what I'm saying? Classic West Coast. You know what I'm saying?
Now, because I know you, okay, I know you for a long time.
Yeah.
I know that your favorite rapper is Tupac.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What do you think about Tupac's impact on the West Coast music?
His impact is still being felt. You know what I'm saying? To this day. I mean, even Kendrick said he had a dream. Pac talked to him. You know
so you heard that album?
Yes.
I'm surprised you heard that album because you
I didn't hear
a
it
lot
all.
of new shit.
I didn't hear it all, but I heard that.
You heard that?
Yeah. Like when I heard about that, that's what made me look it up. Like, I got to hear this. I got to know what's going on. Yes, dope. And Pac, Pac's still being felt to this day. I mean, his albums could be dropped right now, and it could probably still go harder than most people's albums. It's an opinion. I mean, it is, but to me, it's really.
You fix that real quick. It's an opinion.
It's an opinion, but in my eyes, it is a fact.
I mean, okay, listen. I'm gonna just be real with everybody out here listening. All right. In the beginning, I didn't like Pac. Okay, there was a few songs that I liked here and there, like California Love and all of that. But I wasn't a Pac head. I was a Biggie head. Man. Okay, and then when I got older, like right after high school, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. When I started becoming an adult and I started to understand life, that's when all the Pac shit made sense to me. You know what I'm saying? And that's when everything became real to me. Was during that me becoming a man era. You know what I'm saying? But do you guys consider him a West Coast? I mean, come on, let's be real.
Oh yeah,
this motherfucker lived in New York until he was like 17. 17, 18, something like that. Yeah. And then he went to the West Coast and was
adopted.
Is that legal? Is that legal in hip hop?
I mean, he's the one that enforced the adoption. You know what I'm saying? He kind of wanted to go, you know what I'm saying, and change his rights. And he took his East Coast friends, you know, the Outlaws, the New Jersey guys. You know what I'm saying? He took them with him in a sense, and kind of they went to the West. And
is that legal? Is that legal though? Is that legal in hip hop?
I've always understood that he was actually an East Coast person. You know, like he came from the East, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I always known that. And that's why, to me, that's what made him such a great lyricist in itself, because that's the East Coast thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I listen to Nas and all that, but, I mean, Jay-Z, Nas, I mean, people like Rick, I mean, old school, everything. But Tupac took that with him from the East and then brought it to the West and then put a West Coast little style with it, you know, on the West Coast beats. Mm-hmm. And to answer that question, I don't know if it's legal. I don't know if that's legal.
Pac got away with a lot of things. All right,
what was he throwing up? West Side.
He was on the West Side. Okay,
and loving it.
I'm just saying. Let's just say it like this: if motherfucking, let me think of somebody hate dog. What's the motherfucker? This is why I'm hot. So this motherfucker is from New York. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then like he was in New York till he was 17 years old. And then he came down to Texas, to Houston, and started claiming Texas. He had only been down there for maybe 4 or 5 years. Yeah. And he started claiming Texas like he'd been from Texas his whole life. Does this motherfucker get a pass? He doesn't get a pass.
I don't think he gets a pass. It's tricky because I guess there's some people who feel it's not where you're from, it's where you at. You know, people feel like that sometimes.
I get that. It's where you at but here's what I'm trying to say. When you get there, Okay?
Yeah.
Is it okay to claim the shit?
To me, I think I believe you should claim where you from.
Where you
know
from?
what I'm saying? And kind of give praise where you at that point. You know.
But keep this out. From a baby until you become 17, 18, right?
You're a man.
You're
a young man.
You're pretty much a man. Like you probably got your dick sucked. Right? Yeah. Like you probably smoke weed. You probably try weed.
You already went through a lot of life already.
You went through a lot of life, man. Like you probably had your first kiss. You know what I'm saying? Like you experienced a lot of your first in this time frame.
Yeah.
Okay? Because some people believe this, like they say, like Ludacris, right? Ludacris was born in Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay, but he was raised in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay, to me, he's from Atlanta.
Because he was raised there.
But some people believe that he's from Chicago because he was born there.
Yeah.
Motherfucker lived in Chicago for like maybe a year, and then the rest of his life has been in Atlanta.
Yeah, he was a baby.
He's not from Chicago.
He's not. He's not. He was born there, but he's from Atlanta because that's where his mannerisms are going to be all Atlanta, type mannerisms. You know, he ain't going to have not an ounce of Chicago.
Yeah.
Coming out of him, you know what I'm saying, talking and shit like that. Like he's definitely Atlanta on that.
I'm not. There's probably some people right now that's gonna be listening to this and going, "Fuck this nigga, you, this bitch ass nigga talking shit about Pac. Fuck his bitch ass." I know his niggas thinking that shit, right? But I'm not hating on Pac.
I understand what your argument is. Like what you're saying, you know, I understand that.
We letting them slide on that.
Yeah.
Will we let anybody else slide? No.
Nah, I think Tupac gets that right because of what he did for the game in its entirety, not just what he did for West. He did a lot for hip hop in itself.
I can respect that.
So maybe he gets that, and that's why it's arguable that he's the greatest.
He's one of the greatest. He's allowed to do that.
Yes, yeah. I think it's probably a pass that he gets or one of the greatest would get. You know, it seems like that. Like if you ain't up there on that status quo, you're not getting that pass. You'll get called out more likely if you're not up on that level.
That's what I'm saying.
You get called out.
What about his nose ring?
His nose ring?
Yeah.
What about it? Like,
I mean, does his nose? Listen, a lot of them. I'll say they let a lot of shit slide with Pac.
Yeah, because
they let the nose ring slide. He's like the only nigga that I've seen rocking the nose piercing, and nobody says shit.
No one says shit. I know.
But if Jay-Z was to come out with a nose ring right now. First they would say he's trying to copy Pac. Yeah. But then they would call him a faggot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they try to say some shit like that, yeah.
So why that's another thing that Pac did that I feel like people let slide that they wouldn't let slide with anybody else.
I think it's Pac. I don't know. He's just that guy. I mean, I understand because when I see him
there's some niggas listening right now that want to fight me. I know it.
They're like, just stop hating on him. But I mean, they're valid points though, because I mean, whoever brought it up, it's some true shit. I mean, he does have the nose ring, and no one ever said nothing. And like, I mean, it just, I don't know. He rocked it, and that's another thing. He rocked it, and it didn't look bad on him. He kind of made it
like it too.
Yeah. He made it look good. I wouldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Say, if
like,
I did
tried
this shit,
it, I'm like,
if I did this shit, if I did this shit right now, and I like went to the club, these bitches like, nigga, are you gay?
Yeah.
Like, you got a nose ring? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I know some people probably be like, really, nigga, nose ring is fucking 2016. What are you doing with this shit?
Yeah, that too.
But even if in the 90s, I don't remember seeing a lot of people rocking that shit, dog. I seen a lot of women rocking that shit.
To this day, you still see them,
I feel like if Pac would have had an ankle bracelet on, people would have let that slide too.
Depending on what the ankle bracelet had hanging off.
It said Thug Life. It's like, nah, he's a G.
Yeah, now, I don't know about that one.
Listen, man. A golden anklet.
Oh man, nah.
He's just like walking with his shoes off.
I don't know.
He's got the socks with the little ball on the end.
I don't know if you jingling
and everybody's nobody's calling him a gay or a faggot for that shit. Like, he's still a G, real.
I don't know if he would have made it to where he was if he had that.
Man, listen, man, I'm not disrespecting Pac, man. Pac had a lot of influence on me. You know what I'm saying? And
he showed a lot of real shit.
He was a poet, man.
Yeah, definitely a poet. If you ain't ever read his poetry books, go out and find them. They're awesome.
You know who else was? I mean, well, you know, ended up being a poet like him was Nas. Nas kind of had the same
Yeah.
They were kind of on the same shit when you really think about it. Now it's just more lyrical, but
yeah.
he was still on the same type of stuff.
That's the type of thing I was saying that it brought with him from the East. When he's from the East, he kind of brought that, I think, because you don't hear other West Coast rappers like that.
Trying to say he swagger jack the East Coast?
No, he didn't swagger jack because he's from there, is he not? So yeah,
this is confusing as fuck right now.
Yeah, it is. Oh, no, I give it up. I know he is.
Else, bro.
Yeah, I know he is from the East, but that's why I think he brought also with him because he grew up there, he kind of had that in him.
How you gonna try to say like? I mean, I don't know because I remember during the beef, the East Coast and West Coast beef, there was a lot of like fuck the West, fuck the East, back and forth. I don't know. I can't remember if Pac actually said "fuck the East Coast."
Never did. And
he
said he loved the East Coast.
Okay, yeah, that's right. You're right.
He even said, "I'm from the East Coast."
He was saying "fuck Bad Boy," right?
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
Everybody else was trying to make it East Coast, West Coast.
Bad Boy and a bunch of other artists that were from
the
East.
media were trying to make it into.
But they were trying to make it like he hated the East, but he didn't hate the East. He was from the East. Probably has family out there still.
His whole mama family is
still out. Probably
from, I don't know.
Rest
I don't know.
in peace to her. She passed away recently.
She did. Yes. Rest in peace to Miss Fini Shakur, man.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. It's been it's I don't know, man. I'm not trying to diss on Pac or his legacy, anything like that. I don't want to disrespect, but there's just some questions niggas got. You know what I'm saying? And I would like people that are up on the West Coast to tell me, you know what I'm saying, what you really think. Do you think that he should get this pass or not? You know what I'm saying? But let's move on to some other shit from the West. All right. Let's go to Mr. Snoop Dogg.
Oh, Mr. Snoop.
You knew that was coming. Y'all knew that was coming, dog. What do you say? Bow, wow, wow. I remember being like, man, like motherfucking 9, 10, and I was living in Brooklyn, okay? And I remember Snoop Dogg.
Is that dog in that house?
Yes.
Let that dog out of my house. Get that dog out of my house. I remember that whole video, man.
Yo, that video I was so young. That video was so amazing to me, bro.
Awesome. Yeah.
For him to like come out there with his OGs and they turned into the German Shepherds.
He turned into the Doberman.
Doberman Pigeon, that's what it was.
Doberman,
What?
Yeah, it was dope. I mean, when it happened, I was just like, this guy has a future in hip hop.
Wow. Yippee, yo.
Not to mention he was messing with Dr. Dre, and he with that Snoop album. One of my homeboys that, I hadn't even heard his album yet. You know what I'm saying? I was chilling with one of my homeboys that's actually in a rock band now. My homeboy Lennis. And he put me onto that. He put me on.
He put you onto that?
He put me on to Snoop, and I was like, because he was just jamming it. My mom back in them days didn't want me getting those albums.
Of course.
But it was gonna happen. And he put me onto that, and man, I was just like, this album dope, definitely. And I liked how the cover was a comic. You know what I'm saying? Like it had this whole little comic, doggy style comic.
It's a classic.
Classic. And he's one of the artists that has been able to change with the times. He's been able to keep it going.
Did you hear that last album that he put out? That's what you didn't check out?
The
one he did with the Neptunes?
I haven't checked it out.
Yo, if y'all haven't heard this album, it's Snoop Dogg. It's called
especially since I smoke.
It's called Bush. Okay, it's called Bush. And it's got the Neptunes on it. It's got Charlie Wilson is on there. Pharrell, Neptunes.
Definitely.
It's a jam album, right? It doesn't sound like it's like it makes you kind of want to dance. And to me, it's fire. It's a fire ass album. Yeah. And to me, it went under the radar. Like nobody knew this album even really came out or even existed. It just kind of went. I mean, when was the last time you heard the Neptunes together on the same track?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? They did a whole fucking album, man. This shit was classic. I love it. Love the album. And this is pretty much 20 years later.
Yeah, in his career.
You know what I'm saying?
After Bow Wow, Snoop Doggy Doggy Style. After that, he's still in it.
People over here talking about Drake is like a god and greatest rapper of all time. People actually saying this, greatest rapper of all time. This motherfucker been rapping for like
negative
7 years.
Can't give him that crown. Can't give him that crown.
This motherfucker Snoop been in this bitch for like 20-25 years.
Yeah.
Consistent.
The
most consistent
out of everybody.
Out of all these people, right?
Everybody.
You know what I'm
some
saying?
people come back every so often, here and there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, out of to come out with another album. It's been a while, but Snoop consistency, nonstop, album after album. You know what I'm saying? Even had a stint with No Limit. You know what I'm saying? When times got bad.
I didn't like him when he went to No Limit. Man.
You didn't?
I didn't because I like No Limit. Okay, and I like Snoop Dogg, but I did not like Snoop Dogg and No Limit.
Yeah, making the connection complete. Like now you're No Limit soldier.
Well, no, see, it's not. It wasn't even that. It was just the sounds didn't mesh.
Oh, it did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it was a whole different sound. Beats by the pound with Snoop, and it's like
it doesn't really work.
Where's Dr. Dre?
Snoop needed the groove.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once he found the groove, then he took off, right?
He took off again, yeah.
He took off again, right? Because he needed that like funk groove.
He needed that back in his life.
To coast, you know what I'm saying? But this southern it was kind of.
Oh yeah, it wasn't the same.
I'm a No Limit soldier.
Yeah,
I thought I told you.
It was far from the same. Snoop, it was not the same.
Yeah, like you got they getting kind of crunk. I was the N-O, nigga, L-I-M-I-G soldier. You have that
dog or something like that.
Yeah. Snoop Dogg, he's just in there like, it's the way to go. It just didn't fit, bro.
It didn't fit. It didn't. You could tell it was just a filler in his career.
It was, but you know what? I know he learned how to hustle from that.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Master P put him on that, you know what I'm saying? Master P, I mean, you don't hear about him in music anymore, but he's still making. He put
him on an indie hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Taught him the business.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And the only other place besides the South that to me had the indie hustle on lock was the Bay. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because you got E40 getting in there on the indie grind.
And he's still been doing it since Pac
he's been in it just as long as Snoop.
Exactly. They were doing albums together. Pac and E40, they're doing tracks now, but tracks together, you know what I'm saying? Since back in the day. I mean, E40... He's a legend. He's a legend in Cali. That's another artist that is pretty consistent, Like, even when you don't hear one of his albums, like, it's not out there on, like, a radio or this and that, he still has an album out there.
Because, I don't know if you've been seeing this, like, recent E40 promo run that's been going on recently in the past 2 or 3 months.
I might have seen something, but I don't know.
He's been on these YouTube ads and shit, and they're doing, tell me when to go. Tell me when to go.
Okay, yeah.
It's almost like New Again, this song. And I'm like, the fuck, where did this come
back
from?
out for a new generation.
Yeah.
They're like, what song is that? They download it and it's jamming
I think it's because of the Golden State, you know what I'm saying? West. I think
it could be that because that's the Bay. Yeah. Because, it is because E40, he's at the game.
He's playing his music at the games and stuff.
He's at the game and he's kind of out there for him. He's like
trying to make him the Jack Nicholson.
Yes, he's the Jack Nicholson. I was about to say he's the Jack Nicholson. Yep.
Nah, man, E40 is lit. But you know what though? Let's be real. Let's be honest. We're talking about a lot of like OGs and stuff. Yeah. There has been some trash niggas that come out of the West Coast too. Yeah. Or some that just didn't make it that far. Yeah. They didn't what I'm saying? Yeah. Who's the most trash rapper you ever heard from the West Coast? Don't lie. Man. Trash rapper I ever heard. I hope they're not listening to this either, fool. Because we say this and they listening to it,
they're gonna
get shot.
They're gonna hate me. They're gonna hunt me down, kill me. Yeah. Oh man, that question. The wackest person I ever heard come out of the West. Was it
Shade Shiest?
Nah, I wasn't gonna say that, but yeah, he doesn't make too much noise for me. Yeah, he doesn't make too much noise for me.
What about Nocturnal?
Nocturnal.
He had a couple joints there.
He had a couple joints, but he just didn't have it. I don't know. It just
I think he tried to have an album and just wasn't popping though.
Yeah, it didn't. Nobody got it. Nobody like jumped on the bandwagon, the fan wagon. Nobody got on it. But someone that got out there like wasn't Gorilla Black from the West?
I think he was.
I didn't really feel him.
He sounded like Biggie.
But that's the thing that I really didn't like. I was like, I think he was from the West, but he sounded like Biggie. And I was like, this is trash.
He caught an L. Because whenever you come out sounding like somebody that's already known,
exactly,
they're not gonna give you no love. But for some odd reason, they're letting this motherfucker. I got broads in Atlanta. This wasn't Dolina in the Fanta. What's this dude's name? Designer. The dude from the Panda song.
Yeah.
Even though he sounds exactly like Future, they just let him win.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel like y'all should go back and let Gorilla Black win.
Yeah, give him another run.
Because he had a dope song. That song was dope.
Yeah, he had a dope song.
He had a dope beat and everything, but it was just like, bro, but you sound like Biggie.
That's what killed it for me already. Off top, I was part of that group that when I heard that, I was just
that was 98% of the people that heard this song.
Just like Biggie. I was like, he sound like Biggie, and then I'm like, he's from the West Coast. I was like, it's so
even right. It's almost as confusing as
voice. It's so disrespectful.
It's almost as confusing as where the hell Pac is from.
Yeah,
it's just as confusing. Yeah. It's like for you from the West Coast, but you sound exactly like Biggie. Yeah, this beat sound like a Biggie beat.
Yeah,
I don't even know who you are. You know what I'm saying?
What's going on? Is this an underground Biggie song I ain't heard of?
There was a cat from the East Coast too. His name was like Sicario or something. This motherfucker sounded just like Jay-Z.
What?
Just like Jay-Z, and he just didn't. He didn't last, bro. Because I mean, when you come in the game and because see back then, right? You weren't allowed to sound like anybody else. Yeah. Like you had to have your own unique style. You remember back in the day, it was like rappers. Like remember when Def Jam South, not Def Jam South, excuse me, Def Jam Vendetta came out, right? And you had all these rappers, but they were all kind of like their own characters, had their own special moves. Yeah. That's kind of how like rap was.
Yeah.
When you really think about it, like you had the crazy ODB mystical type rapper, then you had the lyrical like Common, Talib, Boom Bap.
You know what
I'm saying? There was different people that, and everybody kind of was like a little character.
Everyone was in their own little section. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like you categorize people. You know, like okay, he's like more of a lyricist. This guy's I'm gonna be crazy. You know, this dude is more.
You have Eminem, but then you would also have a Missy. You know what I'm saying? It was all different.
Yeah, all different.
But then I don't know what happened. But everybody sounds the fucking same now, bruh.
Oh, they do.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's hard.
All the beats sound the same.
It's heartbreaking.
It really is.
Loves hip hop. Like that's why jam my old school. You know what I'm saying? But
that's right. Y'all don't know. Shreve don't listen to no new shit.
Not really. You know, I have to sometimes with my niece, but you know,
I'm about to put him on to some new shit, y'all. I'm gonna catch him up, man.
Yeah, he'll have to because I'm off. I'm completely off from that. Like I'm disconnected. But because I stick to the old school, you know what I'm saying.
Well, let me ask you this: who you like from the West Coast today?
Well, definitely Kendrick off top. He has that crown, and he is that guy. You know, I mean, he is the West right now, and I mean, I think without him, I don't know. I mean, I was actually feeling the game. I always liked the game. He kind of brought that little gangster.
Game was dope.
Yeah, that gangster.
There was a couple things about the game.
Yeah.
That was just kind of made him a little wishy washy, but the nigga was still dope. You know what I'm
definitely he had some good songs, still, good tracks. And I mean, new rappers. To me, it's like Kendrick's the only one that for me is worth listening to. Like that I would actually jam in my car. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think about the rest of TDE?
The rest of what?
TDE, Top Dog Entertainment. You got J-Rock.
J-Rock.
Schoolboy Q.
Yeah. You know what? That's what's dope about with him. Like his squadron is dope. You know what I'm saying?
His squad is dope.
Yeah, his squad is dope, and he can actually he brought them into the hip hop, and they are shining almost as brightly as him.
Actually, J-Rock was the one who was the first one to get some shine because I remember him being on
I do remember like
08 or 09 freshman, I think it was, XXL freshman. And I remember, matter of fact, somebody I know that's in the LOEGs in Austin was telling me that J-Rock had came down for South by Southwest, I believe it was. Yeah. And everybody was trying to get J-Rock on a verse, on a song, something, right? Because everybody was on J-Rock, and that's because he was coming up.
Yeah.
And Kendrick, nobody even knew who he was. So he was still going by K-Dot, I think it was. What? And I remember he said that Kendrick came up to him and was like trying to tell him that he rapped and all that. But nobody gave a fuck about Kendrick because he wasn't anybody at that time period. You know what I'm saying?
Diamond in the rough.
Yeah, pretty much. And then a couple years after that, Kendrick ended up blowing up and becoming like
the one.
Yeah. But it really J-Rock was really the one that kicked it all off. You know what I'm saying?
Like without him, it wouldn't have happened. Probably.
Yeah. And people don't give J-Rock enough credit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, J-Rock definitely.
He's the one that really kind of kicked off the whole TDE well before anybody even really knew what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
When it was still underground, you know what I'm saying? When people weren't hearing about it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, people were hearing about it, but they didn't know it. It wasn't glorified as big until Kendrick got there.
I'm guessing the West Coast is kind of TDE pretty much runs the West Coast at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, those are the artists that you'll find in most people's decks about CD decks or MP3 players, whatever. That's what you'll find. You know what I'm saying? More likely, if it's a West Coast rapper, it's one of them. Unless you're jamming the old school, but yeah, it's probably one of them. I mean, that you'll find those you'll actually find. I'll jam. I have some Schoolboy Q and I have some Kendrick like that. I jam. I have it on my MP3 player, but that's about it when it comes to the new school West Coast. Yeah.
I like TDE, man. I like Kendrick. I like the movement. I was on Kendrick before a lot of people were. I was on Kendrick when my girl actually bought me tickets to his show on my birthday. This was years ago. Yeah. And it was in Austin. We went to go see him. This is around the time that he dropped OD, Overly Dedicated, mixtape or whatever. And I remember being there and nobody was in this bitch, bruh. No, like there was probably like, bruh, I would say there's maybe like 300 people. 200-300 people in this little ass club. But I will say that I was impressed with his live show. Yeah. And because I knew just by how he put his show together, he kind of told a story. And I remember thinking, damn, this motherfucker, he ain't got no money. Right? Like he don't have no big setup. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But he's putting on the show the best that he can.
Making the best he can, yeah. Making the best of it, yeah.
Out of nothing. Out of crumbs.
Has to, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I knew then, bruh, I was like, yo, this dude's gonna do it. Yeah. I knew then because I was like, I just can't even.
He had that drive.
Yeah, I was like, because when he gets to the point where he's doing arenas, his shows are gonna be fire, right? Yeah, and just think about. I don't know if you've seen when he was on the Grammys.
Nah, I didn't.
The Grammy performance. The shit was live as fuck. Yeah. You have to see that. I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna show it to you. But it was live how he put it together with it was like the Police and everything. Like he knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? But I could see all that from his live show where he had nothing but a chair. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like all he had was a chair. And he put together this whole story around his damn chair. And I thought it was amazing that he was able to put this together. Yeah. That was dope, man. You know what I'm saying?
That out. But see, that's how disconnected I am with all that because it's like, I stopped watching the Grammys and stuff because
the Grammys, I didn't watch it either, but I watched that performance. It was people posting on Twitter and stuff.
I'm going to have to check that out. And, no one put it on my Facebook.
Bruh, Facebook is trash, bruh. Facebook is so. Let me say something.
I don't really mess with it either. Like earlier today, I had 51 unread things that I was tagged in or whatever, and I went on there and just went to them, checked them, and then got back off.
That was
it. I don't really.
Bruh, Facebook is probably the like you.
I got it for like family things.
That's the only thing it's good for.
Are on there and stuff like that. You know, cousins in Mexico, so it's like
But as far as like being up on what's happening and just being aware of shit, Facebook is the worst place to be, bro. Everybody gets they get their news. Let me tell you how dumb Facebook is. I know we're getting off topic. Yeah. I got to go into this fucking story about why I hate Facebook. Okay, so there was a sponsored video for Dyson vacuums that popped up in my timeline, right? So I watched the video and was like, oh, okay, Dyson vacuum or whatever, right? I went to the comments. Okay, Facebook has the dumbest comment sections on the fucking internet. The dumbest people are in these comment sections.
It's hilarious. I've read some comments on some things and just laughed my ass off.
There's some clever people out there.
Yeah, there are.
Right? But they're not on Facebook. They're on like YouTube and Twitter and Tumblr. But for some odd reason, Facebook has some dumb motherfuckers on there, bro. So I'm reading the comments, and this girl goes
people on here mad. Like, that's what I got. I got Facebook.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. They fuck you, URL. But so check this out. So I'm on Facebook, and I see this comment that's like, because in the commercial, there's these badass kids, and they're throwing food all over the place, like chips and shit. Cheetos and shit all over the place.
Not giving a fuck.
And the father just comes and vacuums the shit up.
Never said a thing.
Right?
Fuck that.
So listen. So everybody starts focusing on these kids. Okay, and now there's some badass kids, and this commercial is shit because of these badass kids. And so I'm just sitting here like reading the comments, and I'm starting to think like, wait a minute, these people know that this is like a fake, like these kids are fake? Like it's a commercial? You know what I'm saying?
They're just acting.
It's just act. It's just
those aren't his kids. Yeah. They're not even siblings.
They were going off about these fucking kids, and I was like, I went in there, I was like,
hilarious.
You motherfuckers know that this is a vacuum.
It's a vacuum commercial.
Like I came on here to see if y'all was gonna say some shit about the Dyson.
Vacuum. Like, oh yeah, I recommend it. Oh, it's horrible. But
these motherfuckers are focused on these damn kids and these chips being thrown. Like somebody needs to teach these kids a lesson. They should have been cleaning this up. Yeah.
Aren't they in timeout?
I was like, these fucking dumbass people, dog.
Yeah, that is horrible. They didn't even see the message of this is about a vacuum.
There was only one other person in this comment section that actually made sense. They was like, so do you want to know what their grades were too? So they can give every man some better grades and shit. Like, what the hell are we doing here, y'all?
Like, conversating about the wrong thing.
I was like, man, dog, fuck Facebook. Facebook is trash. Okay, it is trash, man.
I've seen some timelines like that, so yeah. Where I'm just laughing, I'm just like, wow. Like, is that what we're talking about from the video we just saw? Or...
They missed the whole fucking point.
Yeah, a lot of people.
It's like, it's not about the kids throwing chips and shit. It's about Dyson being there ready for any fucking situation that's gonna happen. Even
badass kids you
are throwing chips around.
Exactly.
Let's not talk about reprimanding the kids and shit. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this isn't even that type of video. Like.
Bad parenting. It's like, what the
bad parenting? What the fuck are we talking about? Vacuums?
You want me to beat him with the vacuum? You know
like hose at him in the face, like
exactly. Like
clean up your own shit. Like what the fuck? I don't know, dog.
That's funny.
Yeah, right. I don't know if that's whether or not it's gonna make me buy a Dyson, man. But I was like, fucking shit. Even Dyson, even the people Dyson was commenting back, and they were like, look, we're just not going to waste any more time with this bullshit. Like, go against y'all.
They shouldn't have did the commercial. They should have just had Kendrick Lamar mention him on the album. and they probably would have sold better.
Yeah. Damn, man. Well, look, man, we got off on a little tangent there, but we're going to get ready to bring in the next guest, man. You know what I'm saying? And
take it easy.
Yeah, y'all take it easy. We'll get back with you here in just a few minutes after this sponsor. Peace.
Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook. A new social network arises every day. If you need social media branding, the team at First Class Social can handle it. From influencer marketing to new media advertising, we got it covered. Head over to firstclasssocial.com today for more info. That's firstclasssocial.com.
What it do, people? We are back. Truth Be Told podcast, and we got the homeboy Terry Bluez, who's into the film world. You know, he's a film student and whatnot. Why don't you let the people know a little bit about you, bro?
What's good, man? It's Terry Bluez. You know, a little background on myself, man. I think I started out in the music thing. I was rapping at first. That's how, you know, me and you met through the music scene.
Hell yeah.
After that, man, I kind of fell back from being on the mic to getting more behind the camera. Me and One Mind, he was shooting all my early videos, and I started on the behind the camera stuff. So I started branching out, shooting music videos, and you know, I went to my first film festival, man, and I kind of fell in love with film. Finished my bachelor's degree down in San Antonio at UIW, where I did like more television, radio kind of stuff. And then I wanted to get more into film, man. So I'm applied to film school. I'm in film school at University of Texas at Arlington, and just years short film, man. I'm trying to work the film festival circuit right now.
What are some of the titles of the films that you've come out with?
I've had a little bit of success on the film circuit, or on the festival circuit. I had a piece I did. It was more of an experimental piece. It's called "Strange Fruit Still Hangs," and if you watch it, it's more like it's an experimental piece that I did based off a poem I wrote, based off a series of photographies I found in the San Antonio Museum, and that actually got me into the Ann Arbor Film Festival. and I went up there, got to show my work, and got to lead a panel discussion on diversity in film. So that was a piece that kind of got me a little recognition. I got a short film on YouTube right now. It's called what is it called? It only gets worse. And it was a short film PSA I did over domestic violence, and it has like close to 1 million views by now. And it was like it's been a meme on the internet. I don't know if you ever seen the meme of the bald head guy choking a Mexican chick. That's me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, man, that thing went viral, bro.
That went down.
Yeah. People don't know that's me, but yeah, that's me.
Man.
That's me. It was from a film that I did.
So you went from rap to film, bro. I mean, what really made you hop into that? Because I mean, you know, like when you rapping, you know, that's one aspect of creating, and then you know you hopping into videos. That's like a whole nother like monster. You know what I'm saying? Like, what made you want to take that on?
You know what? Honestly, man, when it came to rapping, I don't think I ever really wanted to be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? It was just the fact that writing music was like a sort of an emotional outlet for me. Yeah. And it was just a way to get my thoughts and feelings out. And a lot of the stuff I was writing would be really cinematic in my mind. So whenever I did my videos, I would write the storylines. And then when I got to a point where I felt like the rap game was like getting super saturated and everybody's pulling out BS, and you know, you get to a point where you tell people you rap, and then it's just like, oh yeah, okay. So do you and every other nigga in the world. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So as I was trying to find something to separate myself from that, I started like expanding my music videos into actual short films. The first I did myself was called Pause, and it was a song that I wrote kind of like based on a true story. And I did a video for it, and that actually got picked up in a couple film festivals. I was out in like Pennsylvania showing that one. It won me a second place prize at this film festival in San Antonio. So that kind of turned me on to like doing it in the film format, and I felt like it's something you could go to school for. So you know you make more connections than you can, and kind of separate yourself, because it's easy for somebody to get on the mic and just write some bullshit and haphazardly make a hit. It's really hard to make a good film. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, put ourselves in your head for a second, and how do you approach like directing a film? How do you approach? What's your approach
to directing?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Like being in film school, man, I feel like I've learned so much more about directing, because like at first it was just about, okay, I wrote this story. I'm just going to get some people to kind of stand in front of the camera, and I'm going to, have all these amazing camera angles, and that really wasn't not what it's about. Like you would find a good DP, man, and get you some good shots, but I think it's more about like making the story come across. So when it's really focused on, working with the actors, making sure they understand the story, the backstories of the characters, and their chemistry on camera, to kind of get that performance to really come across and be authentic, because that's what really makes a great movie, when you get invested into it and you find empathy with the characters, whether you like them or not. You connect with them in a way. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think that's my approach to it now, is that like story is really coming across the best way that I can.
Yeah, man. Let's take a little side move here. I was like, what was it? Probably last year, bro. I was out in Vegas. Okay. And, I just happened to be, I was going out there for New Media Expo, learning about the new shit going on and with media and everything. And I mean, there's all kind of people out there. There's radio broadcasters and podcasters and video people and radio. It's just everything. Everybody's out there. And I run across your ass. All right. Which was like, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I mean, what brought you all the way out there, man? It was just kind of like a coincidence just to see you out there.
Yeah. That I don't know. Can I cuss?
Of course, man. It's a real nigga podcast right now.
Yeah, no. No, yeah, it was wild to see that shit. I was actually out there on some on it wasn't a quote unquote school trip, but like I chose to go out there to the Broadcasters Education Association or something like that, and I guess it was running the same time as y'all's. But yeah, I was out there for an educators event, man. No, that's not the word. Anyway, yeah, I was out there for an education convention, man, and it was crazy that I seen your Facebook post like, "Oh yeah, I just hit Vegas." I was like, "Yo, word, I'm in Vegas." It's like, "Yeah, we at the Riviera." I was like, "Yo, I'm across the street at the Circus, son." Like,
you really was like right across the street, bro. I was like, "What the hell is going on?" And I'm like, "Is he probably out here to party? I'm out here on business, you know what I'm saying? Kind of, and networking and whatnot. But you doing the same thing, you know what I'm saying?"
You know what's funny, man? I sidetrack it. It was crazy to see because you know what I'm saying. Like I came up on, on the rap side, and I know, you came up on that side too, and that we was both there. We done surpassed all that and expanding out, you know what I'm saying, into the other realms and other revenues. And to link back up on this, man, is kind of crazy how things come full circle, man.
Yeah, man, for sure. And I mean, a lot of people don't know. See, I mean, we come from like like us. I mean, I don't know how it is. If y'all don't know, Terry Bluez is from Waco, Texas. Okay. AKA Waco Kane or Waco Dean. All right. And I'm from Killeen, you know what I'm saying? And there's not a lot going on out here, man. Like, it's not a lot happening as far, maybe more so in Waco than Killeen, but there's not a lot going on out here with, people, stepping outside of their comfort zone and trying out new things and stuff, man. You just don't really see it, especially in the hood. You just don't really see, people. That's why I was like so surprised to see you out there. But I mean, what'd you think about that event all in all? You know what I'm saying? Like, would you go back out again?
Hell yeah, man. That shit was dope as fuck. The crazy thing was, going through the technology side. I don't know if you went through that.
Listen, I was so pissed because by the time I found out about that side, because New Media Expo was fucking huge. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I don't know how many people was out there, bro, but it had to be in the tens of thousands of people out there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't expect it to be that huge. And I was in one part. It's basically like they took two conferences and put them together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm thinking about this one side. By the time I figured out that there was this whole other side, it was like I only touched half of that bitch. You know what I'm saying? There was like a whole nother half, and by the time I figured out, we were already about to leave. But I didn't get to go in there and look at all of the tech side with all the, I seen some of it, but they have a whole nother area that's dedicated just to all the new tech that I didn't get to touch on.
Bruh, it was some super futuristic shit out there, nigga. Like, it was on some 4K shit, man. These Japanese niggas got 8K, son. I think I'm bullshitting. Yo, bruh, 2015 was it?
Nah, do your Googles.
Japanese niggas is on 8K, son, and that shit looks like you looking through a window. It look real, like. Nigga, 4K is already obsolete. Like
4K trash now? Man, shit. I'm just not getting on 1080p. God damn.
Yo, the Japanese niggas go on all the new shit.
Man, that's crazy, man.
Like to go in there and actually get to fuck with like the new technology, like new cameras, new audio equipment, all this. I think that was pretty dope. But I mean, I know you guys had like panels and things of that nature where people came in and talked about shit. I got to sit in on some dope panels. I got to sit in on a panel with David Simon. And if you don't know who that is, he's the creator of The Corner. He did a couple other shows, man. He's working on a show right now, actually, that one of my professors, I think, is gonna get a chance to work with him. But
yeah, when I was out there, I actually ran into one of the people that's behind Adult Swim. From Cartoon Network out there, and it was crazy because he was weird as shit. Like he didn't have on a shirt, and like he had on a sailor's hat. And I was like, bro, I think he was high as hell. I don't know if he was on shrooms or something, but motherfucker was just crazy. And I was like, bro, you really are the spokesperson right now for Adult Swim. Like you gonna really be all that we expect you to be. You know what I'm saying? But But it was pretty lit though, just being out there networking. If y'all haven't done this, man, if y'all haven't gone to like a conference or something of that nature, man, just the opportunity to go out there and network with people and link up with people that's pretty much like minded like you are, man, it's endless, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's pretty dope. And then to sit in on the panels, man, it's really.
And you get free game.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, not really free game because you paid to be at the conference, but you know.
Exactly, and that's the part that's sort of invaluable, man. Like, you got to be open. Like with anything, I feel like you got to just be a lifelong student, man. Just never stop learning. Because
oh hell yeah,
you got to soak it in.
No matter how great you think you are at something, man, you can learn from everybody. You know what I'm saying? And
have you used anything
experts out there give you, like you just said, give you free game.
Have you used any of that free game on any of the things you've worked on?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Speaking of that conference that we was out in Vegas on, conference that was talking about like diversity in film and television, and you know how stereotypes of each race are portrayed. And about like interracial relationships and how they're portrayed in a certain way. And it really made me take a step back and look at that and really like analyze some things. Cause for instance, I'll give you an example. It really made me think about my own work. The short film that I have on YouTube about the domestic violence, the one where the meme came from.
Yeah,
it's got like 900-some-thousand views on it, and then like occasionally I go through and read the comments because you know internet comments, man, they be some. I don't know who writes these things, man. But
for real,
if I'm going through reading them, man, and a lot of them are super racist in the sense of like, because it was a group project in school, so it's me and everybody in my group is Hispanic. I was in San Antonio, it's a large Hispanic population, so those are the odds. It was me and 3 other Hispanic people, and you know what I'm saying. And so I play the abuser in the movie because the other guys think it was me, and I'm choking this Mexican chick. And then so all the comments is like, "Oh, the writer of this is racist. Why does it always got to be a black guy? Niggas is violent. Oh, that's what you get for dating a nigga." I'm like, God damn.
It's like, you know, this shit ain't real, right? You know, this is like.
Exactly. Like, first of all, this shit is not real, son. Exactly. Like, these niggas is writing on this shit like, damn, did the bitch die? I'm like, yeah, first of all, it's fictional.
This is not a documentary.
It made me take a step back and look like, this isn't what I'm portraying or not trying to come across, but now it made me think, and after hearing what they were talking about during that panel, it really made me think of or be conscious of how I cast as far as racially or you know the racial dynamic in the movie, how it relates to the audience, because that's what's going to be seen, and especially as a black filmmaker, I got to be cognizant of the stereotypes that I put on screen, because those are very powerful images that people then take, and a lot of that can influence how people think on a wide scale.
Yeah, man. So you talk about like diversity and whatnot. I mean, what do you know? There's a lot of talk going on in the film world right now with diversity, and you know they had the big ordeal with the Exodus movie, and how none of the main actors were pretty much white, and all of the slaves and servants were black when it kind of should have been the other way around. But you got a lot of that going on. There's more diversity happening with the superhero movies. Now you see Black Panther is popping off right now. And so, I mean, what do you think, man? You know what I'm saying? As far as what Hollywood needs to do to, I don't know, get better at diversity.
It's funny. I actually just did a lecture over this subject matter like about a month ago. But, okay, so here's the thing, right? When a movie is a director's vision, right? No matter who wrote it, who produces it, it's the director's vision. So, okay, I'll give you an example. I had a teaching a class. It's called the narrative class, and somebody writes a script, submits it to us. We look it over. Everybody accepts it, And then for this script, we treat the class like how we would do a real Hollywood movie. We hire a director, we hire producer, the AD, the director of photography, all these things, and everybody's from the class, so they have to. Ultimately, it's whoever we hire as the director, it's the director's vision. So the writer wrote this. It's a story about a high school bullying or high school online bullying or whatever. But the writer wrote it, quote unquote, racially ambiguous, meaning no character had a race to him. It was just how it was cast. But at the moment we hired the director's this white kid, 19-year-old white kid from a upper class family, him just getting to college and interacting with black people. So with that being said, we had a discussion on like the racial casting of it. And I was like, I don't expect it to have any black people in it because that's not who he relates to. And I can't blame him for that because that's how he grew up. So my point being in that I can't blame the directors for casting. So it's super important for me as a black filmmaker for me to make films that relate to minorities and that would give opportunities to minorities in major roles. And I think when it comes to diversity in Hollywood, that's the issue. It's not there's not enough black actors, there's not enough black directors, there's not enough black producers. It's the fact that we're not equal. If we all pull our own resources, man, Black Hollywood could exist and could be very profitable. We just haven't got a chance to bring it together.
Do you think that it's not as profitable because we kind of get caught up, like I guess like redoing the same shit over and over? And I don't know if this is the same. Maybe Sharif could talk to this about it on his side with Hispanics. But like I know like in black film, we always do like the slave movie. You know what I'm saying? Or like the hood movie. And I get tired of seeing that shit. Like I want to see some black sci-fi shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't we have a black Star Wars level type shit? You know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny, man? I heard them debate. Did you see the Snoop Dogg joint?
Yeah, because they released the Roots, and I'm just like him. I'm like, I want to see this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing against. I don't want people to think that I don't like, because people say, "Oh, you have to always remember." You know what I'm saying? And, I get it, man. But I don't really want to see niggas as slaves anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like,
here's my sentiment on that. I seen the video that Snoop put out, and I was listening to the Breakfast Club. I was listening to Ricky Smiley. I was listening to a bunch of other shows and stuff, and they were debating the issue of like, here's the thing. I get what he's saying because I feel the same way. And if Roots was remade probably about 5 years ago, I would be like, oh, okay, they're remaking it. That's cool. But the fact that we had so many back to back slave fucking movies is the problem, man. It was like, okay, after Nat Turner, I don't want to see that shit no more. I feel you, man. I completely feel you. I'm tired of seeing that shit, man. I want to, and it's funny, man. I wanted my career to go further so I could be able to bring like biopics of like Marcus Garvey and you know what I'm saying. Let's remake Shaka Zulu. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
Oh, how about Bruce Leroy? I'm down for a remake at this point. It can't be corny. Yeah, we got to have like Future playing like Show Enough. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I want to touch on. So you said something about the black sci-fi and the black superhero shit. Yo, me personally, I'm not like a big comic book or superhero movie fan, but man, y'all go support the Black Panther.
Black Panther, because Ryan Coogler was the director for Creed and Fruitvale Station.
That dude is probably one of my idols in the game right now. Like as far as like the next generation of black filmmakers, and the reason I say to support that movie because he's the first black director to do a Marvel. Well,
they originally gave it to the woman that was that directed Selma.
What's her name?
I forget what her name is, man, but she was supposed to direct Black Panther, but for some odd reason, there was like issues with maybe creative differences or whatever, and she dropped out of the thing. You know what I'm saying? And then it ended up going to Ryan Coogler.
Yeah, I hope that shit turns out dope. But I'm gonna tell you the truth. I hope it turns out dope for my own selfish reasons. Because if I feel like
Black Power.
I feel like in all seriousness, I feel like if his movie is successful, more opportunities.
It's going to be successful.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like everybody's already. I haven't seen Civil War yet, but everybody's already turned for Black Panther after Civil War.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna start a camp once that movie comes out. I'm gonna start a campaign for me to direct the Black Spider-Man, Miles Morales Spider-Man movie directed by Terry Bluez. I'm just gonna put that out in the universe. Right
Man, I don't know if they're gonna. Who you gonna? Is Childish Gambino gonna be Spider-Man?
You know what? I didn't know anything about this because I thought the Black Spider-Man thing was just something he was trying to promote to get himself out.
No, they have the Mike Morales.
That's the real thing because I was watching Spider-Man with my son, and they had the alternate universe joints.
Yeah.
It was like the Black Spider-Man is this half black Hispanic kid playing. I mean, is the new Spider-Man. I was like, yo, that shit is dope as fuck. I want to be able to put that on screen and let black superheroes. I don't remember that shit when I was growing up.
Yeah. Well, what's one of your favorite films? What's one of your favorite films? That inspires you? Something with a message or just something that you feel.
I'll put it like this. One of my favorite directors of all time is Spike Lee. Okay. And I'm talking about 90s.
So you don't like Miracle at St. Anna, Spike Lee, or Inside Man?
I think past Inside Man because it's like he did a remake of Old Boy. He did he did a vampire movie. That shit was weird. Chirac, come on now.
So you like the Chirac? Because I know a lot of people was upset with Chirac.
Yeah, that shit looked. It was. I've seen the premise done. It was like a remake of like a Greek play or something.
Yeah, something like that.
But it just came off really like cartoonish.
So you really like the 90s Spike Lee?
Yeah, and he got game. I say he got game is at the top of my list. And this is outside of Spike Lee, Pulp Fiction. Let's see. Shawshank Redemption. Probably my top three.
Yeah, those are great movies.
So what about movies that came out recently, like in the past year or two? You know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny, man?
Bro, don't tell me you don't be watching these movies, dog, because I'm gonna cut this microphones off, dog, and I'm gonna come see you, bro.
Yo, you wanna know what's funny? You know what I'll tell you the best movie I've seen in the past like 3 years?
What's that?
Zootopia. I bullshit you not Zootopia.
All right, Sharif, cut the mics off. Cut the mics off. We're shutting this bitch down.
I haven't seen this one, so I don't know.
Hey, I'm a dad, so I gotta go watch kids movies in the theater.
That's what it is. I ain't got no kids, so I don't know.
Love guys, yeah.
Yeah, no, I know Zootopia. All these Pixar movies be lit, but I don't have I don't have the need to watch them because I don't have any kids.
It's weird to be a grown ass man going into Zootopia.
No, wait a minute. I went to go see Toy Story 3. Me and my girl, like, we ain't got no kids. We was in that bitch like it was like some new shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I don't know. Certain movies I'll probably go see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
Not by yourself,
yeah.
Not by yourself, though.
Grown ass man just watching Toy Story and shit by myself.
Nah.
Yo, but no. In all realness, man, it's a cartoon and it's a children's movie, but for one, if you take what they did was they put real world actions into cartoon animals because the story is really about segregation, like racism in a sense, but like between animals. Mm-hmm. If you project human emotion on the animals, because it's like. I'm not gonna get like if you watch the movie, it's about like predators versus prey, and this bunny wants to be a cop, and they discriminate against her. They find this, I don't know, all this shit like carnivores start eating people again, and it's crazy. But the way that they do it is a really well written story, and the digital cinematography to the movie is the visuals to it is really great.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So, I want to kind of, move into a different direction here. You know what I'm saying? I'm into the film world, but, a lot of us really don't know, like, I guess, like, the inner workings of what goes on behind making a film. All right. Like, you have a director, an executive producer, and you got a producer, screenplay writer, story writer, and it's like, who the hell is doing what and why are they here? You know what I'm saying? Like, so maybe you could break some of this down to people so they can get like a clear understanding. Okay. Like, the difference between an executive producer and a producer.
Yeah. You know what? A lot of those things are just titles as far as like, especially in the producer realm, but because executive producer is usually the money guy. It's different in TV and film because in TV, the executive producer is like the creator of the story. But in film, he's more like the money. And the director and the producer work hand in hand. It's just like the director is the creative drive for the movie and the producer is the logistical drive for the movie. So the producer is responsible for getting everything that the director needs to get this movie done well. Like they're taking care of locations, actors, everybody else on the crew, all that stuff. Then you got your director of photography, and he's actually shooting the movie. Cause like, before I was under the impression like all that shit, like I was trying to do everything myself. And once I really learned everybody's position on a film crew, it made my job as a director a lot easier. Cause on my last film, I had like a full, 13-person crew, which consisted of me, the director, my director of photography, which is, he shoots my movie. He makes sure the composition of all my shots. He's actually the man behind the camera. He has, his assistant camera operators, the gaffers, which are the lighting crew, and the grips, which are his assistants. My script supervisor, she makes sure that the continuity of all my scenes are together. So if you watch a movie and this nigga just passed his blunt with his left hand, but in the scene he got it with his right, like that's a continuity issue, and that's something the script supervisor would catch. Obviously, art direction, which is something that's super important to a film that I never really realized until I got a good art director, and they're responsible for everything in the background of the film. I mean, you focus on the actors, but you don't really notice color scheme of the room or the pictures in the background. Everything's placed there for a reason, and to kind of give you a piece of the story. So my art director is really important, and under her is wardrobe and makeup. What else? Shoot, man.
Let me ask this. So if somebody was to, I don't know, chase down being an actor or actress, and they want to get into Hollywood movies and all of that, what would they need to do, man? How can somebody get on?
Yeah, man. A lot of these things be wanting you to a lot of places you'll find they're acting classes. You'll get headshots in a reel for $500 and all this other shit, man. All that's cool, but really, if you want to get into it, man, just a lot of websites Backstage.
Oh shit! I thought you was about to say Backpage.
I had to think about it.
I was about to be like, bruh, I'm not trying to hire thoughts for my movie.
I had to think about those. No, it's Backstage short film. Well, I mean, this is specifically to Texas, but I'm pretty sure they're everywhere else. But there's these websites that you can find that, I post all my castings on, when I'm looking for, it's a lot of these websites that post, when directors are casting or whatever. And you can get online, man, just, even if you don't have any experience, type you up a bullshit resume. You could get some examples online, take a picture of yourself, and just go out there and start auditioning, man, for student film. And here's the thing, man, a lot of people this will turn it off a lot of people, but a lot of actors are working for, their real purposes, because you got to build that experience. So, just go out there, find some people shooting movies, man, and go audition for them, man. That's really as basic as it is.
Well, with the films that you worked on, who are some of the actors that you think really have it that you think they may go somewhere in the business?
Say that one more time.
Who are some of the actors you've worked with that you think are going to actually go somewhere? They're going to make it.
Oh man, the cast of I sent you the link. I don't know if you watched it. My last film.
Oh, you watched it.
Oh, you watched it? Yo, man.
Yeah.
First, Michael, the guy that plays the dad, I really like him. He's a great person. Man, he's actually been in some major roles. He was actually in Carter High. I don't know if you guys seen that. And he's been acting for like 10 years or so. And he's landed some major roles. But the girl who plays Penny, Brittany, I think she's really dope. She took direction well. Very humble, very, very intelligent. And I think she's definitely gonna go places if she keeps at it. I'd love to keep working with her again and keep working with everybody again that I got a chance to work with on that movie.
Yeah, that was a dope one. I seen that. Yeah, the message was good. Definitely a good film right there. I like it.
Yeah, man. So let me ask you this, man. So since you transitioned from the rap world to the film world, there's a lot of people out here, especially like on the indie tip, they make these videos, but their music videos be kind of trash. It's usually kind of the same shit, you know what I'm saying? Like over and over and over. What do you think? I mean, could you give some tips to some of these indie rappers on maybe how they can like step the game up? Just I don't want to say the quality as far as like how it looks, but as far as the plot, what's happening, you know what I'm saying? Maybe there's a little bit of story or anything, what kind of tips can you give out to these people, man?
Bruh, like I don't know what it is, man. I really just think you gotta think outside of the box, man. You gotta, and I'm not one of those type of people. So I tend to go against the grain, but not like to go against the grain just to go against the grain. But at the same time, like I don't want to do the same thing everybody else is doing. So man, like I just want to see people like step outside the box, man, and think of something beyond. Just beyond themselves, beyond what everybody else is doing. Like, really take the time out and think about the image you putting out. Cause that's going to be, if you put out a video, man, that might be somebody's first image of you. And if the video's trash, it's like, I don't want to see anything else from them. You know what I mean? Like you don't get no second chance when it comes to a first impression. Mm-hmm. So really think about it and take the time and think about who you are and what you want to represent, what you stand for, because that image is portraying you. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a trapper, tell that story in a way that nobody else is telling it, and show a visual to it that'll set you apart from everybody else. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So let me ask you this, man. Are you going to get into doing music videos for artists, or have you already started?
Yeah, I did I was working with one of my. I've branched out and done a few of my for artists independently on my own. But honestly, man, first of all, at this point, you got to come with a budget if you want me to direct a video. First of all, and second of all, sometimes I feel like it's yes and no. It depends on the project, honestly, because I'm at the point where it's like, if I want to work with you or not, you know what I mean? I don't care how much you offering me. If what you're doing is garbage, I don't deal with you as a person.
Damn, if you trash, I ain't fucking with you.
Yeah, but other than that, man, I'm
time.
Yeah, I'll do it. If it gets to a point where like people hitting me up to do it, I'm not out advertising to go shoot videos anymore. I'm cool on it.
So, man, do you miss the rap life, man?
Yeah, man. You know what? It's funny you asked me that. Every now and then you'll see me post like a free, not necessarily a freestyle, but you'll see me post a acapella verse on like Facebook or Instagram or something. And that's because I feel like I still have it in me. Honestly, man, film is what I feel like I could prosper in and make a career out of. But rap is, music. And just like that style, I feel like I'll never let that go, because honestly, that I write a lot of movies based off events in my life, but when it comes to music, that is literally like a diary for me, like a journal. Like I'm rapping about, like if I had a bad day, man, I'm gonna rap about that shit and get it off my mind. And it'll be dope creatively, but I mean, I can't do anything with it. I mean, do I put it out? Do I, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, listen, I remember for a little brief second there, you was dropping music. It was like there was like a whole plot and story behind the music and the videos. It was like one large thing you were doing all together. You know what I'm saying? I guess that was kind of maybe where, I don't know, maybe you picked up the film bug at.
Yeah, no,
you know
it definitely was. It definitely was. And it's funny you say that. Because I'm actually thinking about that kind of style, because I dropped the album, which was like, I feel like on some Crit type shit, you know what I'm saying? Like his shits be concept albums where it's like from song 1 through 13 is a cohesive story. Each song is like a piece of it. And that's really what I want. I really want to get back into that and drop an album that's a movie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like almost on some Lemonade shit, but not as like.
It's crazy because I've had this same idea. You know what I'm saying?
I remember you talking about it.
Yeah, I had this. You remember when I was talking about? I got like a whole like they had the same idea, but I just don't have like the resources to put together like a whole film based off of. You
guys watch Baller's Life, and I don't know if you know. Well, I mean, you heard the Starlito. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed all the cues in that movie, but that movie was based off that song. Even the girl's name.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I got to check it out again.
I thought it was the opposite way. Yeah, I thought it was the other way around. I thought that song was based off of the.
Nah, man. It's funny. I based the movie off the song, and I was trying to get in touch with Starlito. I was trying to get in touch with Starlito to get permission to use the song. I got a response from his lawyer saying that he was going to discuss it with him and get back to me, which he never did. So I'm gonna try one more time, but if not, but my point being, that was like a piece based off the song from the album. But I do have a script ready, not like a script, but I have a treatment written out for the I'm Moving to Houston album as a feature length movie. Mm-hmm. And if I could get in touch with this nigga, but if not, then I'm just gonna write an album myself and do it. In which I have a couple ideas for like a concept album / movie that I'm.
So wait 1 second. You just use this term here, and I've always wanted to know what this shit meant. When they say write out a treatment, what the hell does that mean, bro?
No, it's just like basically a summary of your movie.
Oh, okay.
Because a lot of people,
I kind of figured that. I'm a little upset though because I thought it was gonna be a little more to it.
Yeah, no, because nobody wants to read a 90-page script, and that's what a movie is, like fucking 90 pages in the format it is written. If you don't know what you're reading, then you're like, man, what the fuck is going on? But a treatment is probably cut down in 90 pages into like 4 and give you the main story of it, like the plot, the characters, the setting, all these things. I mean, that's basically what it is, to give you an idea what the movie's going to be about. So if I wanted to go into Universal Studios and go pitch my movie, I'd go bring them a treatment and probably like a visual presentation of like what it would look like.
Man, I mean, is it? You think it's hard to get in there and get these meetings, man? Because it's real crazy. I got a couple dope ass ideas for some documentaries that could be pretty lit on Netflix, man, or some of these streaming sites, man. I mean, is it real hard to get in there and get your ideas out to these people?
Honestly, man, and this is some real shit. Get out there and do it yourself, because I'm gonna tell you. If you trying to get to meet with somebody and you don't have anything that you've done there, like who the fuck
anything tangible, nothing at all, just the idea.
Yeah, and I heard, and this is funny because I was listening to an interview with Will Packard, and he's behind like The Best Man and a lot of those Kevin Hart movies and shit. Like in college, I had a friend. He went to college for like engineering or some shit, and he had a friend who wanted to be a director, so he's like. He helped him produce a movie, and it was a really shitty movie. But the fact that they just did it on their own, not knowing anything about it, that's how they learned. And then from that, they ended up was able to profit off of it, then Hollywood came knocking at his door. So that's kind of like what I'm doing as far as like I'm making my own shit. And then now I could get it out on that film festival circuit. And once you get it out on that film festival circuit, you start getting like eyes on you. That's where you get notice of like, you know, producers of like HBO and all this shit. Because HBO actually shows.
This is where they come in there. Let's talk about these festivals real quick. Because this is where I don't know which festival it is, but this is where like all the companies come and they buy the rights or whatever to the film or the show. Is that Sundance where it goes down there?
Sundance is like Sundance and Cannes is like damn near the Oscars. Not Oscars, but in the sense of like it's an award show. But like that's the pinnacle for an independent filmmaker to get his shit into, because if you get into there, it's like going to an NFL camp, man. Like if I'm a quarterback out of North Dakota State and I didn't get no television coverage, but I'm going to all these pro days to get seen by the NFL and raise my draft stock. That you know what I'm saying? That's the same thing.
Yeah, man. I mean, at those festivals, man. I mean, first off, how hard is it to get? I guess like your film even shown at one of these festivals.
So, in the past month, I've submitted to 27 festivals. I already got rejected from 2, but I mean, the more you submit to, the better chance you get, because I think it's like, you know, depending on the production value of your movie and all these other story and all, you know, so many variant factors, you have probably about a 1 in 3 chance of getting submitted, and that's on the high end. So it's really just, you got to shoot a bunch of shots, man. And there's so many festivals out there that you could, smaller ones, the bigger ones, to just get your work seen. It's not hard to get into some. You just got to keep shooting shots, man, on some real shit.
Okay, for sure. Now, what's up with the Dean's List, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, what I mean, first off, the concept, and, you know, and also, where can I watch the movie at, bro?
Okay, I'm gonna be 100% real, right? We gonna get real. We gonna let the truth be told. That's the style, right?
The Truth Be Told podcast, fool. Tell the truth.
I'm gonna let the truth be told. And for anybody who keep asking you, you can go back and reference this podcast, because I'm gonna keep it 100% gangster on this shit. I finished it. We shot it. You remember when I said earlier, Will Packer was talking about his first movie out of college and how shitty it was, and he started making better movies? That's how I feel about that movie.
So you feel like you put it together,
you just ain't feeling
it. You're not happy with it.
Yeah, I'm not happy with it. But not off of anybody else. Like
off yourself.
Yeah, just off. I shot my shot and I didn't fully understand what I was doing. So now that I watch it, now that I've learned a lot more, and I go back and watch it, it's like so much stuff that I wish I would have done better. Now, with that being said, I feel like I'm still going to put it out just for the fact that so many people were anticipating it, so many people helped me do it.
Put that shit out, bruh.
I'm going to still put it out, but I'm going to give you, look, this was my first shot. Yeah, man, take it for whatever it is. If you like it, you like it. If you don't,
most people going to be smoking anyway, so they ain't going to care. They just want to see it smoking.
Yeah, for those who don't know, it looks like it's a stoner comedy, but not even your normal comedy. Like it's more like black comedy. So it's a lot of like, I guess, real shit going on. Maybe some like hood shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it's also kind of mixed with the college get high atmosphere at the same time. Yeah. Am I right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You want to know what's funny? I wrote the script in, I think, like 2013. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna make this movie when I graduate college, and I did. And I watched Dope maybe a couple months ago, and I was like, man, fuck, because I watched Dope, and Dope, I feel, is what my movie was supposed to be, but it didn't turn out as well as I wanted it to.
I see.
What I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I mean, okay, so, I mean, here's my thing. I think you should still put it out. And the reason is because, you know, just for me being, you know, and rapping and whatnot, you know, I mean, you know that sometimes an artist will put out a song that they recorded like 3 years earlier. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like prime example, Kanye West, what's the song? The No More Parties in LA.
Yeah.
Okay. There's an interview floating around online. It's like 3 years old where he's talking about that song.
Like a little like couple bars off of it or something.
Yeah. He was spitting like some bars off it and stuff. And it was like, the song had just came out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he'd been sitting on it for a while. And it was still hot to this day. You know what I'm saying? So I think that you might.
I'm gonna put it out. You know what's funny? I was listening to an interview with Neil Brennan. I'm not sure if you know who that is.
The comedian with Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. And he was the writer on...
Dog, you be listening to say, who you listen to Brilliant Idiots podcast?
Yeah, I listen to Brilliant
Idiots. That's what it was, right?
I think it was either Brilliant Idiots or he was actually on the
Breakfast Club, because he did both of those.
Yeah. But he was talking... So you know what I'm talking about when he was talking about Half Baked. Did you see that part?
I do. I vaguely remember because it was a while ago.
Yeah, he was talking about... Because he wrote... Like, he helped Dave write that movie, and they did it, and he was like... I hate watching that movie, because he was like, it's a cult classic. It's a stoner cult classic.
It really is.
Yeah, it is.
He was like, the movie, it didn't come off how we were trying to make it come off, and it just looks goofy. And this is coming from the writer of it, so he's like, I hate watching it. I hate the movie.
It's always like that, bruh. I was gonna listen back to my very first mixtape.
Never good enough.
It's never, because what happens is at that time period,
I could have did better.
Yeah, but what's going on is at the time that you're doing it, you're like, yo, this is the illest shit ever, and can't nobody fuck with me, right? Yeah. And then you put it out there, and immediately when you put it out, you see all the flaws. Yeah. Like 5 seconds after you put it out, you're like, you see all the flaws in that shit.
Can't take it back.
You know what I'm saying? And now the new thing is the new thing that you're working on, how it's going to be better. And that shit just keeps on going and going and going. That's the drive, you know what I'm saying?
That repeats.
But let me ask you this, bruh. So as far as... I mean, you know, you're a smoker. You know what I'm saying? I mean, are you cool with that being out there in the world? That you chief the leaf?
I'm not ashamed of that shit.
So does that like...
you go see my Snapchat. I'm Snapchatting this shit right now, right? Look. Live from Big UU. Podcast. We got Big UU on the line. Yeah, I'm smoking right now, nigga.
hey, tell Sharif we trying to get this fool Sharif to get on Snapchat, man. But he ain't got on there yet, man. We got to get him on there.
But yeah.
Nah, man. But yeah, man. How does the weed, man, I guess influence your style when it comes to do you like create while you high, and do you look at it later when you're not high and you go, oh, this looks a little weird or crazy?
No. I wrote some of my best shit. First of all, let me tell you, I graduated with my bachelor's degree. I graduated with like a 3.03. I just finished my first year of grad school, which I still have a 4.0. And every professor that I've had knows that I'll come to class high every day. And it's cool because I'm laid back. I get my shit done, and I do everything high, actually.
I feel you.
I'm actually more aggravated sober.
Exactly. I guess that's just the way it is.
So I mean, what as far as like in the future, man, you know what I'm saying? Like how much longer you got left in school, man, before you done with that, you can go out and venture on your own?
I got 2 more years. So here's my plan for the next few years. Like, just finished this film. Got it out on the. I've submitted it to a lot of festivals, so hopefully I get picked up on some and work this festival over the next couple of years. But then I got to get. So as far as like my school work load is concerned, I got 2 more movies to shoot while I'm here. One will be another short film that's probably like 12 minutes. And then I'm either going to do a web series. And with that, by the time I get done, I'll have enough working my portfolio and shit out there on the festivals and made those connects to where, you know, maybe I could go out to California or Atlanta for like 3 to 5 years and build my shit up like that, and then come back to Texas, man, and spread the wealth and try to get some shit popping back here, man, to where I could give back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, that's what's up, man. So, I guess as far as like, your movies and whatnot, people can't really go see the Dean's List. And, your other film here is a short film. I mean, what else can people view of yours just to kind of see where you're going with everything?
Go to my YouTube page, Terry Bluez Tube. If you just,
we'll link that up, man, in the show notes for people.
And you'll see the majority of my work on there, like my old music videos and then some of my short films on there. About to get my Vimeo page up and then my website back up, so I'll have all my shit posted there. It'll be terrybluez.com. I think we just got the domain name back, but and the Dean's List, man, I'm gonna put it out. I'm gonna get it out there. I'm gonna get it out there, and then when I get it out there, I'll have it online to where you can, everybody will get a chance.
Nah, man, it looked funny, man. I mean, did you write all the jokes in that movie?
Yeah, I wrote. Yeah, I wrote it. Yeah,
because
the funny thing is the trailer for it is I think is really funny. Maybe the jokes in the movie don't land as hard as I would have liked them to. I think it's funny. But comedy is a hard thing to translate. You know what I mean?
I was trying to explain that to somebody. Like, okay, Denzel is a G. Like, we all like Denzel and Will. I mean, we're not really necessarily Will Smith, but when you think of like people that are like comedians, right? They got the toughest job, bro, because they got to act, but then they got to like make you laugh. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Which is 2 times as hard as just being a cold ass actor. You know what I'm saying?
And if you don't laugh, nigga, that shit is hurtful. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think it's funny and then nigga don't laugh. Like, hey, imagine that shit in real life though. You said some shit you thought was hilarious, nigga just look at you.
Yeah, you say it.
You just the only one laughing?
Nobody's laughing.
You just cracking up all hard and shit by yourself? Everybody's looking at you like, nah, that shit wasn't funny, nigga.
Real, like, hey.
Yeah, nah, I mean, you hear stories about like actors having to go to, I guess, actors sneaking into their own like premieres and, watching the movie. That's got to be really hurtful if you got a funny movie and somebody's like, yo, this movie sucks. You know what I'm saying? You just hide in the back like, fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
Shit.
But before it even, you know what's funny? It's funny about that. Here's the thing too. Like, you got to be open, I feel like this is for like I feel like filmmaking as an art form just as much as music, painting, sculpting, glass making, any of these things. And with that, being an artist is like a natural vulnerability or just a natural state of being vulnerable because a lot of art, damn near every artist I know puts their art. So when you put it out there and it's not accepted the way that you would like it to be, it's very hurtful. But it's a difference between like you got to know the difference in like how to like being able to take a critique of like not like this is good or
okay. Before quick disclaimer, all right. There's some motherfuckers out there. There's people that critique shit, and then there are some fucking dickheads that will just destroy your shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And there's a difference though, because there's a difference in a nigga just hating and somebody wanting your shit to be good. Because I've had like I don't like people just sugarcoating shit for me. Like I at one point I was putting out work and people be like, "Oh, this is good, this is good, this is good." But in actuality, I'm watching it, it's not. I gotta go back and watch it and it like legitimately isn't. And I don't want you to blow smoke on my ass. I've encountered people that I know I can trust their opinion because they'll tell me what's working for it and what's not working for it and how to improve what's not working. You know what I mean? Instead of just saying this shit is,
keep those people close.
This shit sucks or this shit is, great. No, it's not great. I know that. Because if I just do it and do a first cut of it and I'm not going to just put that first cut out from people who I know I could trust their opinion on it. You know what I mean?
Man, people who are honest.
Yeah. But honest and know what they're talking about. Because I'm not going to, if I know, if it's like, if Spike Lee was telling me, like, this is what not good about your film and this is what's good, I would, even though I've never met him, I would trust his opinion. I mean, if I knew him like that, to be like, oh, I could say he's talking to me and he knows what he's talking about. But I'd like just a nigga on the internet making some comments like, where are your credentials? Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, exactly.
Niggas love hating, bro.
Yeah.
They love to shit. They love to just shit on shit. Because I mean, when you're creative and you're trying to create something, whether it's film or music or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? There's a small part of you that's looking for some sort of acceptance. You know what I'm saying? Because you want people to like something that you made. You know what I'm saying? Of course, there's the thrill of making it, right? But once you put it out in the world, you're kind of looking for some form of acceptance to it. You know what I'm saying? So when people just come and they just shit all over it, and they don't even have they don't even know anything about what it is that they're shitting over. It's kind of like, come on, man, you being a dick. Now, I will take critique from somebody saying, yo, this track was kind of weak or whatever. This one was dope. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe your hook was kind of whack. I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? But somebody's like, your mom should have never had you, you piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck is going on, dog? Like, my mom died last week. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't give a fuck, bro. You know what I mean?
Yo, just sidetracking reasons I hate the internet. I hate the sense of anonymity, man. Like, niggas say whatever they want on the internet because you know you don't got to see that person in real life. Because if you were to see that person in real life, you would never say those things.
Would never say that.
They would catch hands.
Yeah.
That's why that's why I look at comments on, like, I just look at shit on the internet and laugh. Because I got to laugh it off, man. Because, like, bro, like.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny.
You know what I'm saying? But some people usually like, man.
You take out your day to write all this shit and have a full-on conversation with a nigga on the internet. Like, what are you doing with your life? You know what I mean?
Keyboard warrior.
Well, that's what's up, man. So you said that the website is coming soon, terrybluez.com.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right now, everybody can go to Terry Bluez on YouTube. Like I said, we'll link that up in the show notes, and you can watch some of his stuff. Check out the trailer to the Dean's List. Go in the comments and tell this motherfucker to drop the movie now. You know what I'm saying?
Like to make a petition.
Yo, so yeah, we gonna drop it.
Any last words you want to let the people know out there, man? Maybe people that's on the come up.
Yo, man, on to the niggas on the come up.
Yeah.
Yo, man, just honestly, man, just get out there and do it. Like, there's no such thing as a loss. You win or you learn a lesson. You win or you learn how not to do something.
So don't be afraid of failing.
Yeah, man. Failure is the best. That's how I know what not to do and what you know what I'm saying, how to be better, man. Like, that's all I gotta say, man. Just, if you want to do something, like, there's no such in my mind, man. There's no such thing as talent. I believe that. I feel like it's passion and then it's hard work. So it's like you either find something you're passionate about and work hard to get good at it, or you know what I'm saying, you become passionate about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's all it is to it. And if you don't know what you want to do, man, you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out.
That's
what's
up.
Like 27 years, man. If you like 19, 20, 25, you still don't know what you want to do, man, it's cool. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We always do, bro.
Yeah, just keep trying a lot of different shit, and you'll find something that sticks.
Right.
Yes, sir. Well, that was your boy Terry Bluez, and we out, man. Y'all have a good night, motherfuckers.
The truth be told, Blues.
Thanks for listening to the Truth Be Told podcast. Be sure to subscribe and log on to Trillmatic.com for the latest in underground music, film, fashion, and more.